Hey guys, it's Poppy, Hector Castillo from girlschase.com. Today I want to talk about how to cut contact with a girl and move on. Now first, when you cut contact with a girl, what does that mean? Well, you're not talking to her anymore, but why would you actually want to do that? So there's two motivations that you're going to actually want to cut contact with a girl, and they have a few separate strategies. So the first is if she's like an ex or a girl that you are really just absolutely done with. Maybe she broke up with you, she did something really rude to you, she cheated on you, whatever it is, and you're just like, fuck this chick. But a lot of people have trouble with that because they're really emotionally tied to a girl, especially when they break up with you because you feel like you're the one who got dumped, so you need to get some redemption and get her back. But if you know the smartest thing to do is to cut contact, then you know that why you're cutting contact with her is going to help you actually keep cutting contact. Because you need to not only logically convince yourself, you need to emotionally convince yourself. And the other reason why you would cut contact with a girl is to actually get her back. But it's a game strategy to, okay, I'm going to push away so that she's going to come running back to me. Now, if you need help actually getting to the point where you're actually getting girls and having dates or having a girlfriend, we actually have a free 7-day course that you can sign up for right here. I'll put it in a card, and it teaches you how to recognize signs of interest from girls, how to approach a girl anywhere, and how to have actual confidence when you're meeting girls. So sign up and you'll get a free course 7 days to your email. Okay, so you want to cut her off because she's an ex-girlfriend and you're absolutely done with her, or you want to cut contact with her just because you want some game. Okay, so the first one, you can just totally block her out of your life. And I know it might seem cruel and a bit extreme and cold, but you have to do what's best for you. So if you're really, really done with her and you're not trying to do it as some sort of trick to get her back, then you block her and everything, delete her WhatsApp, put as many barriers between you and contacting her, because you can say, I'm done with her, and then you scroll past one of your chats and you're like, oh, I really miss her. And you start reading the old texts when she liked you and you're like, oh my God, I miss this so much, I want her back. And then you fucking text her like an idiot and it fucking ruins everything. And you don't get over her and it delays your recovery process. So delete, block, whatever you can do, everywhere and anything. Now, if you're just trying to put some space between you two so that you can emotionally pull back, but that she can run back too, you don't want to block her because obviously how is she going to contact you? But you do, again, want to put a few barriers between it. So let's say you have chats, maybe hide the chats from your view or delete them so that you're not tempted to text her. This is one thing that I'll do when I'm a little bit emotionally invested in a girl that I kind of want to pull back from. I'll delete our chats so I don't see it and I forget about her, and then 2 weeks later she texts me back. Or she doesn't, but I've forgotten about her. So I want to give a quick example of what happens when you don't properly do this, because as I said before, you not only logically need to cut her off, you need to emotionally know why you're doing it, because if you don't, then you're just going to fall into the trap of texting her back and you're going to get fucked. So my first ever true love is actually the best example of me not doing this properly. So what happened was I was in love with this girl. If you've ever, this is going to sound really gay, but if you've ever seen the show Gossip Girl, the girls watching this are going to love me for it. And the guys are going to be like, what the fuck? So Gossip Girl, great show. I've seen every episode like twice.
What's this?
I was hoping we could discuss what you have planned for my room.
And who are you?
I'm Chuck Bass.
There's the main character, Dan Humphries, kind of like a nerd character, and then there's a Serena van der Woodsen, who's like the rich, popular blonde. Well, that was pretty much the exact situation. I was like Dan Humphrey, super nerdy guy, kind of shy, who was in love with this blonde girl that I met from my church camp, actually, and a youth group where you would meet on the weekends. And I almost said her name. Don't do that, Hector. And she really liked me, and I could tell whenever I would be in a room with her, she'd stare at me. But it took me years to actually kind of we would interact slowly throughout the years. And then one year, finally, she started being the aggressor. She got my phone number. She was texting me. She was chasing me. It was insane. And there's so many details that I could spend 2 hours telling this story, because it's my the origin story of a superhero. But basically I got my heart broken. She literally pretty much offered to fuck me. She told me she had a dream of us fucking, all the while she had a boyfriend. And this kind of started my obsession with girls with boyfriends. It turned into a fetish. I love fucking girls who have boyfriends. But basically, she chased me, and then at some point I had decided that I needed to cut her off. because I wanted her as my girlfriend. Now, stupidly that I had that mentality because I was kind of a white knight. Like I didn't want to help her cheat. I should have just fucked the shit out of her, but I was young, I was a virgin, and so I didn't know what I was doing. Well, my mom said, look, if this is really your desire and you don't want to be with her unless she's with you, like really, you should cut her off. And then she even told me the fucking truth. She's like, Hector, but if you do this, you gotta fucking stick to it. So what happened was we were texting and we'd hung out a few times. I didn't do anything. I didn't even kiss her. And oh my God, I could have fucked the shit out of this bitch, but I didn't. And then I decided to cut her off. And I texted her and we got into a conversation and she's like, wait, you don't want to hang out with me anymore? Like she was really sad. She's like, I'm fucking crying. Like, I really want to see you. I'm going to miss you. I'm like, I'm sorry, but if you can't be mine, then I don't want to talk to you anymore. Like it was really fucking dramatic. And so I sent that text and she's like, okay. And like a week went by and we again had like a youth group meeting and I saw her and I was like, oh fuck, this is really hard, and we were actually like in the pool, and so she had her bra on and she had great tits, and I was like, oh no, I started to feel that I'm not gonna be able to do this. And then I think like a week or two later I started texting her, and even when she ended up breaking up with her boyfriend like 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, I chased her and it just ruined everything. We still had some back and forth over the years, but because I wasn't a man and fucking stuck to it, I lost her attraction. So it was the second reason, the reason of trying to get her to come back to you. If you're going to cut her off, you got to fucking stick to it. And I'll do it all the time. I'll be like, all right, I've texted her enough. I've chased her enough. I've put as much work as possible. And if I continue to do it, I'm going to look like a bitch and I'm going to feel like a bitch. So I'm cutting her off unless she texts me first. And sometimes I'll even delete a girl's number. That's one other way you can do it. But it's a pretty extreme method because if she doesn't text you first, you're never going to talk to her again. But sometimes it works because you totally let go and she comes chasing for you. So my mistake was not sticking to it and being a pussy and ending up faltering on my promise, basically. And a woman will disrespect you for it, basically. She's like, all right, he said he's going to cut me off, or at least act like he's going to cut me off, and then just comes out of nowhere. He's a pussy. He doesn't stick to his word, but you should. And I have clients all the time. I just have this one client. He's like 16, and he was in love with this girl, basically, and she even like offered to suck his dick, literally. And he's like, I didn't know why I'd do it. I was so nervous, and I wanted her to be my girlfriend. And some guys, he had the same. It's actually pretty much the same fucking story. He didn't want to fuck her because he wanted her as a girlfriend, but he didn't understand that one of the best ways to get a girlfriend is to fuck her. So he's young. He's probably gonna follow my footsteps now, crazily enough. And I told him, look, just chill, stop texting her, go cold. He's like, but she's so mean. She doesn't even look at me anymore. I'm like, good, do it even more. Don't even act like she exists. And he's like, okay, fine. And he started to listen to me. He's like, she's starting to look at me more. I'm like, yes, it's working, but don't stop. Like, you can't go halfway and then you say, hey, let's fuck, right? You gotta chill. Keep letting her come. Well, he didn't fucking listen to me, and apparently she texted him, and he just like started barraging her with texts, confessing his love and everything, and I'm just like, no, you fucking idiot. And now like he's totally in the friend zone because he didn't listen, okay? So put as many barriers between you and her as possible. The fuck is that? I was like having an orgasm. Oh, shit! That's what you should be giving to her if you play your game right. So put as many barriers between you and her as possible. Delete her number, hide your chats, whatever you have to do. If you're ultimately setting her back, then you just block everything. And that's a little bit easier because it's 100%. There's not even a chance of you wanting to talk to her again. And you should do that if she breaks up with you or if she cheats on you. Yes, or if she's just a horrible person and you don't want to talk to her anymore. So the final tips that I have with cutting contact and keeping it like that is to, one, go and fuck other chicks, and also to go and do something else. So one way, if you're fucking other chicks, I don't know how the universe works, but women can somehow smell when you're fucking other girls, and that interests them so much. They fucking love it. They want guys who other girls want. So if you're in a situation where you're really chasing a girl and you're giving her too much attention, go and fuck other girls. And I guarantee, I've seen it like almost crazy coincidences. Like I decide to cut a girl off, I fuck a girl, the next day that girl who I hadn't talked to in 2.5 weeks suddenly texts me. It's strange. I think there's an explanation for it, but let's just say it's a strange coincidence. And then secondly, go and do something else. Go make money, work on your profession, work on your business, work on your art, or just fucking play video games and chill. Like, do anything to pull yourself back. But the best is if you're fucking other girls or you're pursuing some higher passion, because girls love a man who's on his mission and on his shit and going somewhere. Girls don't want a guy who stares at them. They want to stare at a guy who's going somewhere. So go somewhere, get bitches, get money, because girls can smell it. Okay. This is Hector Castillo, Poppy, from girlschase.com. Remember that 7-day course is in the description. Sign up and get it for free. Follow me on social media. Send me a DM if you have any questions about dating, relationships, cutting bitches off, whatever you want. Oh, there's a great song. Actually, this is the anthem for this video. I'll link it right here. It's a song from one of my favorite rappers, K-Camp, and it's called Cut Her Off. And it's about cutting bitches off. So if you ever start to have doubt about cutting a girl off, you put that song on max volume, put it in your ears, and fucking bang out to it, because it'll remind you that you need to be a pimp, not a bitch. Like the video, subscribe, ring the bell. Peace out.